Welcome back to Table Escape Artist. Today's table, The Final Frontier. I love space. I loved going to the planetarium in elementary school. It was my favorite trip. So, a childhood love, I wanted to make a tablescape over it. So I'm going to create a space tablescape. And I have figured out a way in which to incorporate Lego into the table. And so, we are going to be calling upon the knowledge of our resident Lego professional.
I'm here for you in whatever capacity I can best serve.
You're going to love the centerpiece, I promise.
I'm looking forward to it. So where do we start?
So we start with creating space. I'm going to go with a black tablecloth.
Like
Makes
ours?
sense?
Yeah.
And it's our backdrop, and that's the backdrop of space. Okay. Next, we're going to go for our plates. I happened to find online a plate set. Every plate is painted as a different planet.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to interject in between is a solid small round, which you can use for appetizers or desserts, but regardless, I like creating that solid separation between the print. It gets a little print heavy.
Absolutely.
I went online and found a completely separate company, but tumblers, which were painted as the different planets.
Perfect. Fits just right in.
So there's a lot of times in which you can go ahead and go online and find if two not connected companies are on the same creative wavelength to fill out your dish sets. I went ahead and bought some circular wooden arts and crafts medallions and colored them, painted them, the basic design of the planet itself.
Right.
I did the same thing for a larger wooden circle and hot glued that to the rings that we're going to use to wrap up our napkins.
Ah, so you put that whole idea together for each planet.
So the great thing about hot glue is it pulls right off of those metal napkin holders.
Sure.
And it pulls right off of the glass. But it's a way in which to connect your glassware or your napkin holders especially to the theme you're going for. Well, we've laid out the silverware. The napkins are now matching directly to the glasses, which are mimicking the design on the plate. We are tying everything together. The only thing I'm going to do to balance out the right side of your setting, tumbler, glass, and we have an empty space here, is do nameplates for people. I used a simple silver. The background was a printed space background, and then I used a silver Sharpie pen to write the person's name. We're going to just balance the whole piece out just like that, go around in a circle, and then we'll begin the center runway.
Always the most exciting part. We get to thank Star Wars for these little planets. They came with vehicles and minifigures, but now we can just use a rare spherical Lego element. We don't tend to have circles or ball shapes in Lego, but fortunately Star Wars gave us these wonderful planets.
In the event that you can't get your hands on any Lego planets, by all means hit up the arts and crafts store for some styrofoam balls and paint those up to your discretion. In the vein of space and planets and astrology and all of that fun stuff, our only definite visual for that exploration is a rocket ship.
Of course.
So, Lego happened to have come out with a Lego replica spaceship. And this is a more realistic representation. Traditionally, I know Lego to use fantastical space adventures.
True.
This is a very NASA accurate
That's exactly
rendition.
right. Yes, this is based on the USS Enterprise. Of course, Lego puts its own name on there, calling it the Adventure, which makes sense for Lego Adventures, but it's designed to look more like a NASA spacecraft, which fits amongst this lovely solar system that we've created on the table here.
And if you would help me just wrap that softly right around the bottom, along with the visual of the rocket, right? In my mind, I always see the burst of smoke that comes from below it as it's rocketing off. And of course, this is one of those salt to taste situations. You want a lot of more billowing smoke? Go for it. You want even less? Fine. But at least put one level right around the bottom, and it does give that static action shot. I have here some ice-shaped nude iridescent colored rocks. If you would, sprinkle them on your corners and in between your place settings. With the tea light sprinkled throughout, it'll create a kind of twinkling, and the iridescence of the rocks will also reflect back on that. You should have a sparkling table set of the entire universe spread out before you. And quite honestly, this all came from childhood, from those trips to the planetarium. It really jump-started my imagination at the earliest age and in the most adventurous way possible. The greatest adventure, traveling through space.
The final frontier.